Welcome back, everybody. Ready for another deep dive?
Absolutely. Always ready to dive in.
Today, we're going deep into customer-driven marketing strategies, and we've got a fantastic article to guide us. It's called Key Takeaways from Customer-Driven Marketing Strategy by the Procure4 marketing team.
Oh, I know that one. It's a good one.
Really gets you thinking about how to build a business that truly puts customers first.
Which is more important now than ever, right?
Couldn't agree more. And this article, packed with insights, ready for us to break down.
Well, let's jump in. What struck me right away was the emphasis on truly understanding your customer.
Yeah, they're not messing around with that.
It goes way beyond, just the basic demographics.
Right. It's not just age and location anymore.
Exactly. It's about motivations, getting into their heads, figuring out what makes them tick.
It's like they say customer segmentation, persona development, journey mapping.
It's like detective work, but for marketing.
I love that. So walk me through that. What do those even mean?
Okay, so imagine you're selling, high-end travel packages.
Okay, I like where this is going.
One customer segment might be, say, adventures professionals. In their 30s, willing to spend for those unique experiences.
Right, got it.
So you create a persona for them. Let's call him Adventure Alex.
Okay, Adventure Alex. I like him already.
You outlined his lifestyle, his values, even his frustrations with those typical travel options.
So we're not just throwing marketing darts blindly, hoping something hits.
Not at all. We're carefully aiming laser-focused on Adventure Alex.
Makes sense. So by understanding him, you can predict what kind of trips he'd want.
Exactly. What information he needs before booking, how he wants to be communicated with.
It's tailoring the whole experience to him, to his needs.
Exactly.
And that leads to, what was it called? Journey mapping?
Yes. So with Adventure Alex, you map out his entire journey.
From the moment he gets that travel bug.
Exactly. To researching destinations, comparing options, booking that trip, experiencing it, and even sharing about it after.
Okay, so you can anticipate his needs at every single stage.
That's it. And create marketing that truly resonates with him.
So much more strategic than just blasting out those generic messages.
Right. This is targeted, this is personal, and it works.
Well, speaking of personal, that's the next big idea the article dives into, right?
It is. And they start with a brilliant question. How do you feel when you get a generic marketing email?
Versus one that seems tailored just for you.
Exactly. The generic ones. Trash folder.
Oh, absolutely. Deleted without a second thought.
But an email that calls you by name. Recommends stuff you actually like. Offers solutions to your actual problems.
Now that's an email I'm opening.
See, the article gives some great examples. Imagine an email from a travel company that knows you're into hiking.
And it recommends a trip to, Nepal with stunning mountain views.
There you go. Or a clothing store knows you've been browsing their athletic wear, sends a discount on new yoga pants.
It's like they're speaking directly to you, not shouting into a void.
Exactly. And it works. Studies show those personalized emails. Higher open rates, higher click-through rates.
It's not just making the customer feel good, but it's a smart business move.
Absolutely. Driving engagement, loyalty, and those sales.
Now this next point, this is the one that really resonated with me. The power of customer feedback.
Oh, that's huge. The article really emphasizes that.
They're talking about continuous improvement, using feedback as fuel.
It's a conversation, not just a one-time survey.
Right. Constantly listening. Surveys, reviews, social media, even direct conversations.
Keeping your finger on the pulse of what customers are thinking and feeling.
So you're not just waiting for complaints to roll in.
Exactly. You're actively seeking feedback, finding those areas for improvement.
A problem with a product, a gap in service, even a confusing website.
And the article highlights how addressing that feedback quickly, effectively, builds trust.
They gave a great example, didn't they? The company that used feedback to fix a product feature.
Yes, they communicated the change, showed they were listening and taking action. Customers loved it.
It's not just about gathering the feedback, it's showing you're using it to make things better.
That's it. Closing the loop, taking action. That's how you build trust. Strengthen those customer relationships.
And that leads perfectly into the next point, shifting the focus from one-off transactions to building lasting relationships.
It's a whole different mindset, right? You're cultivating a community of loyal customers.
Instead of just chasing those individual sales.
These are the customers who come back, recommend you to others, become true advocates.
And how do you achieve that? What are the strategies?
Oh, there are plenty. Loyalty programs, rewarding those repeat customers.
Classic.
Regular communication, keeping them engaged. And of course, exclusive deals, early access, making them feel like VIPs.
Going beyond the basic transaction, building a connection, a sense of belonging.
And it all ties back to personalization, right? You understand their needs, their preferences, their pain points.
You tailor your interactions to make them feel valued, appreciated.
It's about treating customers like individuals, not numbers on a spreadsheet.
Building genuine relationships, long-term, based on trust, mutual benefit.
Exactly.
Okay, last key takeaway they highlight is agility.
Oh yeah, that's crucial, especially today.
Adapting quickly to shifting needs, market trends.
It's like Think of the market as this constantly moving target. Customer needs, preferences, always evolving.
And companies need to adapt on the fly to stay ahead of the curve.
Right, they gave a great example, didn't they? The growing demand for eco-friendly products.
An agile company wouldn't just sit back and watch.
They'd jump on it, develop a line of sustainable products, eco-friendly packaging, maybe even partner with conservation organizations.
Show they're not just talking the talk, they're walking the walk.
And customers see that, they appreciate that.
It's about aligning your brand with what customers care about, showing you're on the same page.
And building trust, showing you're evolving with them, listening to their needs.
So we've covered a lot already. Deep understanding of the customer, personalization, feedback, relationship building, agility. This is way more than just a buzzword. This is a fundamental shift.
It really is. It's putting the customer at the heart of everything you do, building your strategies around their needs and desires.
Then that can lead to incredible results, both for the business and the customer.
Absolutely a win-win scenario.
Okay, so much to unpack here. We're just getting started.
Before we move on, I keep thinking about this whole agility thing.
Yeah, it's a big one.
We talked about how companies need to adapt, right, to those changing customer preferences.
Yeah, keep up with the times.
But it's more than just reacting, isn't it? It's almost like you have to anticipate those future trends, be proactive.
So not just keeping up, but being ahead of the game. How do you even do that? Sounds like you need a crystal ball.
Huh? Maybe not a crystal ball, but data, predictive analytics, those are getting pretty close.
Oh, right. Using all that data they collect to what? Spot patterns, see trends emerging.
Exactly. So let's say a company, they sell outdoor gear, right? They notice all these searches for sustainable hiking boots, eco-friendly camping gear.
Okay, I see where you're going with this.
That's a pretty strong signal, wouldn't you say? Sustainability is becoming a major concern for their customers.
Makes sense. But it's not enough to just notice it, right? You got to act on it.
Right. An agile company would take that insight and run with it. Start developing that line of sustainable products, maybe partner with a conservation group.
And shout it from the rooftops, marketing-wise. Show they get it.
Exactly. Aligning your brand with what your customers care about, showing you're on the same page.
So you're not just talking the talk, you're walking the walk.
Exactly. And that brings us to another big piece of this customer-driven puzzle. Transparency.
Ooh, that's a big one.
Huge. Customers today, they're smart. They see right through that inauthentic BS.
They want the real deal.
They want to do business with companies that are honest, open about their practices, their values.
So it's not enough to just say you're customer-centric. You got to prove it.
You got it. And that means being upfront about everything. Pricing, sourcing, environmental impact, you name it. Anything that matters to your audience.
So if you say you're eco-conscious, but your products are made in sweatshops, customers are going to call you out.
Oh, they will. Big time. Transparency backfiring. That's a PR nightmare.
So be ready to answer those tough questions. Address concerns head on. Exit mistakes.
It's about owning those shortcomings, showing you're committed to doing better.
That can actually build more trust than pretending to be perfect.
It can. Authenticity is key. But, and this is an interesting point, how do you actually cultivate that within an organization?
Because it's not going to happen overnight, right? This is a cultural shift.
It is. Has to be more than just a marketing tactic. It's got to be in the company DNA.
So where does it start?
Leadership. If the leaders are committed to transparency, it'll trickle down.
And it requires open communication, right? Everyone from the CEO to the customer service reps feeling comfortable speaking up.
Exactly. You need that culture of accountability. Everyone empowered to point out areas for improvement.
Making the company more transparent, more customer-centric.
You doubt it.
Okay, so we've got agility, transparency, those long-lasting relationships. But how does all this actually translate into marketing strategies? What does it look like in action?
That's the fun part. One of the most powerful things out there is personalized marketing. Companies using data, using tech, to create these highly customized experiences.
Like tailored to each individual's needs and preferences?
You got it. We see this all the time, right? Personalized product recommendations online, tailored emails, even ads that seem to read your mind.
Yeah, those can be a little creepy sometimes.
I know what you mean. But it's not just about fancy algorithms. It's about using data to create those genuine connections.
So it's more than just, hey, you bought hiking boots, so here are more hiking boots.
So much more. Imagine you buy something and then you get a handwritten thank you note.
Oh, that's nice. Or they reach out offering support based on what you've needed in the past.
Exactly. Those little things, they make you feel seen, like more than just a transaction.
And it's not limited to just one-on-one stuff, right?
Nope. Social media is huge for this. Companies building communities around their brands.
Yeah, those brands that are super active, engaging with their followers.
Right. Responding to comments, asking questions, even crowdsourcing ideas for new products.
It's a dialogue, a two-way street.
It's about belonging. And that feeling, it's powerful for building loyalty.
Speaking of loyalty, the article also mentioned content marketing.
Oh, that's a good one. Instead of just blasting those sales messages, create valuable content. Stuff that educates, entertains, engages your audience.
Blog posts, videos, infographics, maybe even a podcast.
Haha, exactly. The key is it has to be valuable, not just a thinly veiled sales pitch.
Right. Give them something useful. Establish yourself as a resource,
A thought leader.
not just a salesperson.
You got it. Build that trust, that credibility. That's what leads to stronger relationships and ultimately more sales.
And content marketing, doesn't that tie into SEO?
Absolutely. Search engine optimization, creating that high-quality content optimized for the right keywords.
So when people search for stuff related to your industry, you're right there at the top of the results.
That's the goal. Drive traffic to your website, more leads, more sales.
Content marketing, a win-win all around.
It is. Everyone benefits.
So personalized marketing, community building, content, SEO, these are just a few ways companies are actually putting these customer-driven principles into action.
And the thing is, there's no one right way to do it. Every business is different. Every audience is different.
It's about finding what works for you.
And never stop experimenting, never stop iterating, and definitely never stop adapting. This market, it's always changing.
And speaking of adapting, I'm curious, what about the challenges companies face when they try to actually implement this customer-driven approach?
Oh, that's a great question. Because not always easy, is it? It's a big shift.
You're absolutely right. Implementing this whole customer-driven approach, that's a huge undertaking.
It is. It is. It's not just, tweaking a few marketing campaigns here and there. We're talking about transforming the entire company culture.
It's a whole different way of thinking.
It is. And honestly, one of the biggest hurdles I see companies struggling with, it's overcoming those internal silos.
Ah, the silos, classic problem.
You've got different departments, all with their own little piles of customer data, but are they sharing it?
Not always, no.
And that could be a disaster. The sales team's got this gold mine of customer interactions, but marketing's working with something completely different.
Oh, that's frustrating. Like, imagine getting a promotional email for a product you literally just had an issue with and called customer service about.
Oh, the worst. It's like, hello, do you even know me?
Makes you feel like just a number, not a valued customer.
Totally. That's why breaking down those silos, that's mission critical. Induced in the tech that can integrate all that data.
So everyone's singing from the same song sheet, marketing, sales, customer service, those all got the same picture.
Exactly. Everyone can make informed decisions, decisions that actually put the customer first.
Okay, data integration, check. What other internal challenges do companies need to watch out for?
Well, a lack of alignment on metrics and goals, that's a common one.
Ah, right. If different departments are being measured on different things.
It's chaos. You'll never create that seamless, unified customer experience.
So sales is hyper-focused on hitting their quarterly numbers.
And marketing's all about brand awareness and social media engagement.
And while those are important, it's got to be bigger than that, right?
It has to be. All those individual goals need to be aligned with the ultimate goal. Happy, loyal customers.
Otherwise, it's like that rowing team, everyone pulling in different directions.
You said it. You're not going to get very far that way. Everyone has to be rowing together, working towards the same destination.
So communication and collaboration, those are the keys to break down these walls and build that customer-centric culture.
Couldn't have said it better myself. Foster that open communication where everyone feels comfortable sharing ideas, giving feedback, and make sure those customer insights, those are heard loud and clear.
So it's more than fancy technology, it's about the right mindset. Everyone on board with the idea that the customer is king.
It's a culture shift, a change in mindset. And you know what? It all starts at the top.
Leaders gotta lead. Set the tone, make it clear that this is how we do things now.
And that vision, that has to be communicated clearly, consistently. Everyone needs to know their role in making this happen.
And it's not always the big sweeping changes, is it? Sometimes it's the little things that make the biggest difference.
Oh, absolutely. Those moments of genuine human connection, turning a routine interaction into something special.
Give employees the power to go above and beyond to delight those customers.
Even bend the rules a little, why not? Create those wow moments that turn customers into fans for life.
It's about that culture where employees feel valued, appreciated, empowered to do their best.
Because happy employees, they equal happy customers. It's a win-win.
It's a beautiful cycle.
It is.
Well, this deep dive, it's been a whirlwind. So many insights, so many great strategies.
We covered a lot of ground, didn't we? From the big picture of customer-driven marketing to the nitty-gritty of how companies are actually making it work.
And even those internal hurdles you got to watch out for.
Yeah, it's not always easy, but it's definitely worth it.
Absolutely. As we wrap up, let's leave our listeners with something to think about. Take a moment, think about your favorite brands, the ones that consistently make you feel like a VIP.
What are they doing? How do they make you feel valued, appreciated?
And how can you take those lessons, apply those principles to your own business, your own interactions?
Because at the end of the day, customer-driven marketing, it's all about human connection.
Building relationships based on trust, on empathy, on a real desire to make things better for your customers.
Beautifully put. Couldn't agree more.
Thank you for joining us on this deep dive into customer-driven marketing. We hope you found it as insightful and inspiring as we did. Until next time, stay curious.